Right, Alice Springs just hit 46 degrees, while Melbourne S shivering at 11. That's a 35-degree difference across the country right now. Is your suburb about to cop a dramatic temperature swing in the next 72 hours? Currently, the Bureau of Meteorology has severe weather warnings active across 4 states, affecting close to 8 million Australians. In the next 12 minutes, I'll break down exactly when your area sees the change, which cities are in for a shock, and why tomorrow S forecast update could completely flip the script. Chuck your location in the comments right now because I am doing personalised forecasts for every single comment tomorrow morning. Sydney, you are looking at 28 today, climbing to 31 tomorrow. Then a southerly buster drops you to 22 on Saturday. Melbourne, currently sitting at 11. You will push to 19 by Friday afternoon. Weekend looking settled around 23. Brisbane and the Gold Coast, steady mid-30s through the weekend with afternoon storms possible Saturday. Perth, Uri, the wild card here, 37 today, 40 tomorrow, then a trough moves through, dropping you to 28 Saturday. Adelaide expecting 34 Friday, similar Saturday, slight cooling Sunday. Hobart, the coolest capital at 14 today, mild 18 to 20 through the weekend. Darwin, wet season pattern continues, 33 with afternoon thunderstorms daily. Now here is the thing that S got me watching the models closely. There is a developing tropical low in the Coral Sea that Access is tracking quite differently to the European model. Currently positioned about 800 kilometres northeast of Cairns, this system is forecast to intensify over the next 4 days. Access R is showing it moving southwest toward the North Queensland coast, potentially crossing near Townsville or Mackay around Tuesday or Wednesday next week. But the European model reckons it L-curve more southeast, staying offshore and bringing heavy rainfall to the coastal fringe without a direct crossing. This difference is absolutely critical for anyone from Cairns down to the Sunshine Coast. If Access is right, we're re-looking at a potential tropical cyclone crossing with wind gusts exceeding 150 kilometres per hour. If the European model S accurate, it S heavy rain and strong winds but not cyclone force impacts. The next 24 hours of model runs will be crucial. I'll have a much clearer picture tomorrow morning, so definitely check back. Let me walk you through what is happening across the country right now. Northern Australia is firmly in the wet season pattern. Darwin and Katherine are seeing daily afternoon thunderstorms, typically firing up around 2 to 3 p.m, lasting through till evening. These aren't your light showers either. We're talking 50 to 80 millimetres in some of these cells. Kakadu and the top end have already recorded over 300 millimetres this month, which is actually slightly below average for late January. Broome and the Kimberley region, you are in a transition phase. Still getting the occasional thunderstorm, but the frequency is dropping as we move toward March. Broome specifically 34 degrees today. Similar tomorrow, chance of a late afternoon storm around 40%. Port Hedland and Karratha, hot and dry, 38 to 40 degrees through the next week with virtually no rain in sight. Now the Pilbara and the northwest coast, this is where things get interesting around the 10th of February. There is model agreement on another potential tropical system developing in the Indian Ocean. It is too early for specifics, but residents from Exmouth to Port Hedland should stay aware. Cyclone season runs through to April, and we typically see 2 to 3 systems affect Western Australia each season. Central Australia is copping extreme heat. Alice Springs, as I mentioned, 46 today. Tomorrow looking at 44, Friday 47. Yeah, look, I know this isn't ideal for anyone working outdoors or travelling the Stuart Highway. The heat extends across to Uluru, Ullera area, seeing 43 to 45 through Friday. Tennant Creek, similar story, mid-40s for the next 72 hours. Make sure you're re-carrying extra water if you are driving anywhere in the interior. Hang on, let me check that again for South Australia S interior. Cooper Petty, 42 today, 44 tomorrow, slight easing to 40 Saturday. The heat S building ahead of a trough that LL moved through the state over the weekend. This trough is significant because it LL trigger a wind change across southern Australia. Adelaide and the surrounding areas, currently 31 degrees, climbing to 34 tomorrow, 35 Friday, then Saturday morning that trough arrives. Winds shift southwest, temperatures drop to 28, much more comfortable Sunday around 25. Mount Gambier and the southeast, you'll feel that change earlier, probably Friday evening, dropping from 32 to 22 within a few hours. Whyalla and Port Augusta on the Spencer Gulf, hot northerlies tomorrow and Friday, pushing you to 37, 38 degrees. That is total fire ban territory, and the Country Fire Service will almost certainly issue bans for the Northern Pastoral District and possibly the Mid-North. Anyone in those regions needs to have their fire plans sorted. Victoria S forecast is a bit of a mixed bag. Melbourne, as I said earlier, coolish today at 11, but you are warming rapidly. 19 tomorrow, 24 Friday, 26 Saturday. The interesting bit is Sunday, when that same trough affecting South Australia pushes through. We could see a cool change Saturday night, dropping you back to 20 Sunday, but there's still uncertainty around the timing. Geelong and the Surf Coast, similar pattern, but you will stay a few degrees cooler throughout. Ballarat and the Central Highlands, crisp mornings around 8 to 10 degrees, warming to low 20s each afternoon. Shepparton and the Murray region, this is where Victoria S heat concentrates. 32 tomorrow, 35 Friday, 37 Saturday before the change arrives. Bendigo and the Goldfields region, you are tracking similar to Shepparton, mid to high 30s Friday and Saturday. Bit of a rough trot for the northern parts of the state. The fire danger rating will be severe to extreme for the Mallee and Northern Country districts Friday and Saturday. Now, if there's one thing to remember from this forecast, it is that Saturday represents a significant fire weather day across South Australia and Victoria. Hot temperatures, low humidity and strengthening north to northwesterly winds ahead of the trough create dangerous fire conditions. Don T, wait until Saturday morning to prepare. Sort your plans Thursday or Friday. Tasmania S sitting pretty comfortable through this period. Hobart, 14 today, 16 tomorrow, 18 through the weekend. Launceston, couple degrees warmer, 16 today, pushing to 21 by Saturday. Devonport and the North Coast, similar numbers. The whole state stays under a stable high pressure system, light winds, plenty of sunshine. Probably the most settled weather in the country right now. Let me swing back to New South Wales because there is complexity here. Sydney and the coast Ivy covered, but let's talk about Western New South Wales. Dubbo 33 today, 37 tomorrow, 39 Friday. Wagga Wagga 31 today, 35 Friday, 37 Saturday. The inland heat is building just like Victoria and South Australia. Coffs Harbour and the mid-north coast, you are in a sweet spot. 28 to 30 degrees through the week. Afternoon sea breezes keeping things comfortable. Chance of a shower Saturday as moisture increases ahead of that coral sea system I mentioned earlier. Newcastle and the Hunter, 29 today, 31 tomorrow, 32 Friday and Saturday. Wollongong south to the Shoalhaven, nearly identical to Sydney, maybe a degree cooler. The overnight minimums are the story here, dropping to 17 or 18, which is pretty mild for late January. Around the 3-minute mark now, and if you haven't already, seriously chuck your location in the comments. I'll be going through every single one tomorrow and giving you a personalised breakdown. Whether you in a capital city or a tiny regional town, I'll cover it. Queensland S forecast splits into 3 distinct zones. Far north Queensland, Cairns, Port Douglas, up to Cape York, you watching that tropical low development. Currently Cairns is 32 with high humidity, feels like 38. Townsville 33, Mackay 32. These temperatures are pretty standard, but the rain potential from that system is huge. If that low intensifies and crosses the coast anywhere from Cooktown to Mackay, we're re-looking at potential rainfall totals of 200 to 400 millimetres in 24 to 48 hours. That S flooding rain for catchments that are already saturated from recent wet season activity. Coastal rivers like the Herbert, Tully, Johnstone could all see major flood warnings if this plays out. Southeast Queensland, Brisbane, you're somewhat removed from the tropical activity, but not immune. 34 today, 35 tomorrow, 36 Friday. Saturday, yes, interesting because moisture streaming down from the north could trigger severe thunderstorms across the metro area and southeast coast. We're talking large hail potential, damaging winds, heavy rainfall. Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast, you were in the same boat. Mid-30s through Friday, Saturday afternoon storms likely, some could be severe. Toowoomba and the Darling Downs, a touch cooler, 30 to 32 through the week. Storm chances increase Saturday and Sunday. Central Queensland, Rockhampton and Gladstone, you are the transition zone. 33 to 35 daily, increasing humidity through the weekend. Storm activity probable Sunday into Monday as that tropical moisture spreads south. There is one location that could cop something unexpected, and that S Longreach and the Central West. Currently bone dry, 41 degrees today, 42 tomorrow. But if that tropical system tracks further west than models currently show, you could see your first decent rain in months next week. It's a low probability scenario right now, maybe 20% chance, but worth monitoring. Western Australia deserves more attention because Perth's situation is interesting. 40 degrees tomorrow is hot, but it's the combination of heat and easterly winds that creates extreme fire danger. The city of Perth, Swan Valley, Perth Hills, all looking at extreme fire danger rating Friday. There will definitely be a total fire ban declared for the Perth metropolitan area and probably the southwest as well. Bunbury and the southwest, 36 tomorrow, 38 Friday. Then that trough I mentioned arrives Saturday morning. Winds shift southwest to west, temperatures crash to 26. Possible showers. Margaret River and the far southwest might even see 10 to 20 millimetres Saturday afternoon and evening. Geraldton and the midwest coast, 38 tomorrow, 40 Friday, Sunday, dropping to 32. Kalgoorlie inland, this is brutal, 43 tomorrow, 45 Friday, 44 Saturday. Inland Western Australia is absolutely baking under this heat. Actually, I should be more specific about that Perth trough. The access model brings it through around 8 to 9 a.m. Saturday morning. You'll notice the wind change first, shifting from easterly to southwesterly within an hour or two. Then temperatures drop rapidly. By Saturday afternoon, Perth should be sitting around 27 or 28, which is a 15-degree drop from Friday's peak. The European model has the same general pattern, but delays the timing by about 6 hours, suggesting early Saturday afternoon for the change. This timing difference matters for anyone with outdoor plans Saturday morning. Tomorrow's model runs should narrow this down, so check back for an update. Right, let me talk about model tensions because there are currently 3 or 4 significant differences between what Access and the international models are showing. We've already discussed the Coral Sea tropical low position difference. That S, the big one affecting Queensland. The second difference involves that South Australian trough timing. Access has been consistent with a Saturday morning passage through Adelaide, Saturday evening into Victoria, but the American GFS model has been waffling, sometimes showing Friday evening, sometimes Sunday morning. As of the latest runs, it S converging toward the Access solution, which gives me more confidence in the Saturday timing. Third tension involves Tasmania's weather next week. Access suggests another cold front arrives Tuesday, bringing showers, while ECMWF keeps the high-pressure system in place through midweek. The fourth disagreement involves northern New South Wales and southern Queensland. There's uncertainty about how far south the tropical moisture penetrates next weekend, with differences between 20 millimetres and 100 millimetres for Byron Bay and Lismore areas. These model differences are why checking back tomorrow is essential. We rely on multiple models, compare solutions and update as new data arrives every 6 hours. Let me touch on some smaller locations I haven't mentioned yet. Broken Hill in far west New South Wales, 40 tomorrow, 42 Friday, 37 Saturday. Mildura on the Murray River, high 30s Friday and Saturday. Mount Isa in northwest Queensland, 39 today through Friday, afternoon storms possible. Albury-Wodonga on the New South Wales-Victoria border, 32 tomorrow, 36 Friday, 38 Saturday, then dropping to 28 Sunday. Canberra, 29 tomorrow, 32 Friday, 34 Saturday, similar drop Sunday to around 24. We around the 12-minute mark now, and I really want to hear from you in the comments about what weather you are experiencing and what you need to know more about. Tomorrow's forecast will be much more detailed as models converge on solutions, particularly for that tropical low situation in Queensland. Let me finish with fire danger because it is critical for Friday and Saturday. Total fire bans are virtually certain for South Australia's pastoral districts, Adelaide Hills, possibly Adelaide Metro. Victoria will likely see bans for Mallee, Northern Country, maybe Central districts. Western Australia's Perth Metro, Southwest and possibly Midwest will all be banned. New South Wales could see bans for Western divisions and potentially Sydney Metro, depending on how hot it gets Saturday. Looking ahead to next week briefly, Monday through Wednesday looks unsettled for Queensland with that tropical system hot and dry for southern states. Confidence drops significantly beyond Sunday, which is normal for 7 to 10 day outlooks. So quick recap of the key points. Extreme heat Friday and Saturday for South Australia, Victoria, Western Australia, Western New South Wales. Fire danger severe to extreme, total fire bans likely. That tropical low in the Coral Sea remains the wild card for Queensland, potentially major impacts next week, but model disagreement on track. Trough and cool change moves through southern states Saturday, dropping temperatures by 10 to 15 degrees. I need to emphasise the forecast uncertainty around that Coral Sea system one more time. We're talking about the difference between a coastal crossing with cyclone force winds versus an offshore track with just heavy rain. For anyone from Cairns to the Sunshine Coast, stay tuned to bomb warnings, and I'll have updated information tomorrow morning as soon as the overnight model runs come through. Tomorrow S video will specifically focus on that tropical development with updated tracks, intensity forecasts and timing. I'll also have the refined outlook for the weekend cool change timing, and I'll be addressing all your comments individually with localised forecasts. Really appreciate everyone watching. Comments are incredibly helpful because they tell me which areas need more detailed coverage. Whether you are in a major city or a small regional centre, drop your location below and I'll make sure tomorrow S forecast covers you specifically. We are currently at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 29th. Next video will be up tomorrow morning around 7 a.m, which gives me time to analyse the overnight model runs and any updates from the Bureau. Until then, stay safe, especially those in fire-prone areas over the next 48 hours.